Brandon?
You want mine? Man, I don't know. To be quite honest with you guys, several Sundays in a row, I've thought about getting up here and trying to talk to y'all and let you know. I think I was about 9 or 10 years old when I first experienced God's love, and I'll never forget. I was at a youth camp and a bunch of kids sitting around, a bunch of teenagers, and a girl got up and she told about, she might have been 10 years old, and she got up and she talked about what the Lord had done in her and her family's life, and I'll never forget it. There was not a dry eye in the entire room, and since then I've gotten away from the Lord, and it's been years. I can't remember how long it's been since I felt that feeling, and when my mom died, I'll never forget crying out to God and just begging Him to lead me and to guide me and to pick me up, and I was so lost, and it's the strangest thing. I think about it. I started to search and look for a place to plant roots and to, I'd been all over the country and working and not really giving much thought to anything in life other than, where my next paycheck was coming from. And I started looking at land in the mountains and started looking all over the place for a home. And, it was the weirdest thing. I found a house here, and then it fell through. And I'll never forget it. I pulled out of here that day, and I was just defeated, and I was really shook up about it all. And I was going down this road right here on 264, and I'll never forget, I seen the Dare County shooting range. And so I went to go make a U-turn. And when I did, my truck slid into a ditch, and I was stuck. And I was out there, and when I say angry, and the devil had me clenched, and Luke Midget pulled up. And I'll never forget it. He come and he pulled me out of the ditch, and he witnessed to me hard right then and there on the side of the road. And since then, it's very strange to try to convey how powerful this community is. And for people that's not been around the country and experienced sitting in a church with 700-800 people and not having a single bit of emotion, but to come into this room and to have every bit of you just flow out of here. This church is more powerful than anything I've ever been a part of, and it's hard for me to communicate it, but everything for the past few years has just pulled me right here. And all the people in this community have shown a welcoming love that I didn't even know existed. I've spent 11 straight years, every 6 months, going from place to place to place, and never really knew what love from people I didn't know was. This church, I wish you guys could see it, and I'm sure you do, you feel it, but there's more power coming out of these four walls than anything I've ever known in my life. We were beating drug cartels in Mexico with this church. You've got people coming from 3 states to be a part of the good that's coming out of this community. And, I just ask, I beg you guys, about 3 or 4 weeks ago was, again, kind of letting worry and doubt and fear get to me. I'd been drawing money out of my savings to pay bills, and Karen's son Aaron, we were sitting around one night talking. I told him, and I got a little shook up over it. I said, man, I've been worrying about the fact that I'm drawing from my savings and I'm still working full time, and I thought that was going to work out, and I was real worried. I've been taking it out on Amanda and everything else, and Aaron looked at me and said, man, do you not believe in Jesus? And it hit me like a brick, He said, you need to really just start to have faith and let things happen. And this wind blew through here the other day. We had a big storm come through here, and it made its way up the East Coast. And I've really been contemplating on what I'm doing and still have questions about things. And, I got a call 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, from a guy up in D.C. area. And, the team that I worked with. And it was a really bad storm, and they're calling me back up. And I just ask that you guys understand that I love everything that goes on here, and I hope that y'all save me a spot out there, because I'll be here till the rest of my life. And even when I die, I hope y'all can stand me up out there somewhere. But, I just want y'all to understand it. It's hard for me to convey this, but I love each and every one of you, and the stuff that goes on in this church is unexplainable. It's nothing short of miraculously, and I really do. I hope that y'all pray for me, and I got to leave soon, but I'll be coming back. Amanda will be staying, but I really do. I just want y'all to know that. Thank you.